Good morning and welcome back to Video Dara and the Farm. Bit of a grim Monday morning, yet more rain over the weekend. Just some interesting figures. We've had we've had 200 mil of rain in November, which in old money is 8 inches. So that's a lot of precipitation even falling. So yeah, it's making up for all that dry spell we had anyway. We're getting it all now. But yeah, as you see, digger in the background. Yeah, still ongoing. We dig a work. Yeah, so what I'm going to include in this week's video will be a walk around of the tree shear and how it all works and everything and its capacity. I thought that might be interesting, so that'll be included this week, and whatever else we get up to during the week. Hopefully we'll see you at the end. Well, this ditch hasn't been done out for a while because full of trees. Trees are growing in the middle of the ditch. So anyway, I'm going to chop these out. Like that one, that's well in the bottom grow. I'm going to chop them out with the tree shear, and then we're going to dig the roots out and then profile the bank, and then yeah, tidies us up nicely. The sun's just setting there. Yeah, now I've got them all sheared off. Just removing them out the bottom of the dike. Some of them are proving fairly stubborn. They're coming again. I would think that they would come out fairly easy if it was in the water, but they're not. I don't want to dig a big hole around them because I've got to restore the dike, so it won't make it very good doing the banks if I dug round them. But I'm just trying to chisel them, and sometimes they come up. They're coming gradually. Just down here where the bucket is, little stringy ones, they'll pull out, so I can just get it back off a little bit. There they come. Second one back away there, but yeah, that is a lot of fibrous roots, so knock a bit of the soil off it now. Lighten it a bit. Viking bucket back on. We're just finishing off where all the trees were, finishing it off. Not much to do, and the dike will soon be finished. Job done. Well, I thought it was quite fitting while I'm on with using the tree shear just to show you around it and show you how it works and what a good bit of kit it is. I think I did a video about this maybe 2 years ago, but for any newer viewers, hopefully you'll find it interesting because it is an excellent bit of kit. Well, the model we have got is a TMK 300 tree shear with a collector and delimber on it. Well, I'll start with the 300 part. That indicates it will cut anything up to 300 millimeters, 12 inches, but you can get away with 13 inches if you know what you're doing. Hardwood, well, it would struggle with 13 inches, but yeah. So basically all it is a real big hydraulic ram pushing on a claw. Then this claw grips round the tree and then pulls it across a blade, so it effectively shears the tree off. And the power of that ram's such that it can do that to real big. It's got some power. On ours, we've got another optional extra on, a thin blade across here. It doesn't look a lot, but what it's meant to do is allow it to cut off real small bits of hedge and that, and leave a tidier finish. That's the theory with it anyway, and it does work quite well. And then, as the said on the side, we haven't actually got the delimber on it. Well, we have, because that you can class that as a delimber, to be honest. But the collector, now that's a real handy thing. This part is the collector, which saves a lot of work. So what happens, that shuts to, and say you get a small log like that. That, when the jaw closes, that flicks open to here. So then you know it can take more. So when you open this up on the hydraulic ram, that flicks shut like it is. And that's solid, so it traps the one piece you've got. So then you can make another cut, and then that flicks it open again. And as long as that flicks open, it'll take more in there, so you can keep cutting, and that will hold them in place. And then when you get full, when you maybe have 3 or 4 cuts and you want to dump it, you can just swing round and you have an electric button in the cab, and it opens a solenoid valve in there, so when you open the jaws up, this flicks out. I can't really film it operating on its own, I don't think. I'll see anyway when I get back in the cab. But that's really handy because it makes really fast work. Instead of having to make one cut and then go empty your grab, you can do 3 or 4. And so when you're doing small pieces, it's very handy. And then to finish the tree shear off, it can be had with what they call a rotator, and we've got a rotator on it, because as you know, or you'll probably be aware, trees, you're not often cutting them like that at 90 degrees to the floor. Often, if you're taking a limb off the side of a tree, it's up at an angle, 45 degrees, maybe 90. So that isn't no good like it is. It's very poor at cutting. So this on here, the rotator, allows it to go 180 degrees. It'll go 90 degrees up that side and 90 degrees up that side. I'll show you. But that makes it. It's an expensive bit of optional add-on, but without it, you're very struggling to do a good job with it. Yeah, if you're taking pieces off on the floor level, great, but when you start taking limbs off like that at an angle, not so good. Anyway, I'll see if I can show you how it tips and that flicker works on the collector. Right, I'll show you the rotator, which you've maybe seen on my other videos, what it can do. So it'll go to the little right, all the way up to there, or it'll go to the left. So I don't know whether you'll see from here, but we'll try and show you. So the jaw's open now, so I'm going to take a tree so you can see it shutting. When that shuts fully, that little ram at the top, there we are, that flicker's open. There we go, we've cut a branch and it's in there, and that flicker's sprung back. It's on springs, so now when I release the jaw, that will shut too. There we go, this is just showing you how the collector works. So I've made my cuts with it, and then this is trapped now like that, so I can get another cut on there, get another bit in there. So that saved a lot of time, that, because I'm having to spin round and put it into the trees here. So if I can do 3 cuts to every one time I spin round, saves a lot of time, that. And like I say, to release it, all I've got to do is press a button in the cab to operate a solenoid under there. So when I open this, the oil is dumped out the ram, and it lets them all go. Yeah, then on the machine, it runs 2 hydraulic lines. We've got the main shear one, which is a larger diameter pipe that goes onto the ram, and then a smaller one on the rotator. And these are threaded couplers. It came with standard push-on ones like you push into the back of a tractor or a forklift attachment, but because they're under pressure, they took a bit of releasing, even though when you dump the pressure. So what we fitted was threaded ones on. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, I'll show you them on here. So there we are. This is on the actual thumb. So it's a thread there. Obviously that gets cleaned up before we use it. That one's threaded, like male and female, and then this one screws in. So you can screw them in under pressure, and you can literally get spanners on here, on that flat and on there, and you can screw them together. So it works well, that. Makes changing attachments a lot easier. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Video Diary on the Farm. As you can see, I'm still sat on the digger, but we're finished contracting at the minute and I'm back home. But I hope you found this video interesting about the tree shear and what it can do and how it works and everything. So if you have, please hit that like, share and subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you again next week, when there will be something a bit different to digger work on it. I'm not saying there won't be any digger work, but we'll certainly have some different stuff on.